Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to our online teaching academy, Ekalaiva. Class 12, Accountancy. Today we are going to see company accounts, accounting for share capital. So first we have to understand what is the meaning of company. So how a company can be defined. You would have already seen this topic in 11th standard business studies in forms of organization. A company is defined as a company incorporated under the Act of Indian Companies Act 2013. Okay, so this definition is stated in section 220 of Indian Companies Act 2013. Okay, so we also have another definition given by Professor Hani. A company is an artificial person created by law having separate entity with a perpetual succession and a common seal. So we have seen all these terms as the feature of a company. Okay, a company is an artificial person as it has its own legal existence and it can purchase or sell assets, properties in its own name, and it can also be sued by others and can sue others. Okay, and it is created by law. Only on registration a company can be started, otherwise it cannot be started. Perpetual succession, company does not depend on any employee. Company has a permanent existence and only when it is going to be liquidated it can stop its operation. Otherwise no any force can stop the function of a company. And a company always will have a common seal which is needed. Only then the agreements and all other letters or documents becomes legally valid. Okay, so this is the definition and features of a company. And company also has limited liability, that is the liability of the members are limited to the extent of the amount they are supposed to pay for their equity. Okay, so that is limited liability of a company. Next, coming to kinds of companies, we have three kinds of companies: one person company, otherwise called as OPC, then private company, and then public company. Okay, so one person company, the name itself is very clear, that is only one member will be one person will be a member of the company, and this is stated in section 262 of Indian Companies Act 2013. Okay, and according to this, only one person who is an Indian citizen and resident of India can form this type of company, and this can be formed only one person, or one person can become uh, a nominee or a member only in one OPC. Okay, and it cannot be formed for charitable purpose, because when we name company, purely it is understood that it is for an economic activity. Okay, and this company cannot carry out any non-banking financial activities, and the paid up share capital of this OPC should be not more than rupees 50 lakh, and the average annual turnover of 3 years should not exceed rupees 2 crores. Okay, so this is about OPC, otherwise called as one person company. Next is private company. A private company is a one which has a minimum paid up share capital as prescribed by the Indian Companies Act 2013. Okay, and this restricts the right to transfer of shares, because not all of them can get the shares of a private company, so there is a restriction on transfer of shares of a private company. And in case of except in case of one person company, here the number of members are limited to 200, excluding its present or past employee members. Okay, and this private company also prohibits any invitation to public to subscribe for its share capital. That is, no shares of private company is issued to public or common people. Okay, next comes public company. Public company is not a private company, and it has a minimum paid up capital as prescribed in Indian Companies Act 2013. And this public company must have at least 7 members. The minimum number of members for public company is 7, and there is no restriction on the maximum members. And it should have at least 3 directors. Okay, so number of directors minimum should be 3. Okay, and the name of the public company generally ends with limited, like how we say Reliance Limited, Bharat Limited. Likewise, the name of the company ends with limited. In case of private company, the name ends with private limited. Okay, like how we say uh, TVS Private Limited. Likewise. Okay, so these are the types of companies. Next, we have the process for incorporating a company. Okay, so in the process of incorporation of a company, there are 4 steps. The first step is promotion. The company has to be promoted. A business opportunity is identified by the promoter, and he is the person who makes analysis of all feasible studies and finally promotes the company. Okay, and second stage is the incorporation, otherwise called as registration of the company, where all necessary documents are prepared by the promoter, and it is registered with the registrar of the company. Okay, and at this stage, after registration, the incorporation certificate is issued to the company by the registrar. Okay, so a private company can start its operation after receiving this incorporation certificate. Just only they are not going to issue their shares to common people. Okay, so now third step is for the public company who needs to undergo this process of capital subscription. That is, they have to uh, give an application form to SEBI and get permission to issue shares to public, and they have to issue prospectus to receive subscribers or to receive application for shares from the public. Okay, so that is capital subscription. And finally, commencement of business. So under capital subscription, the company which issues the shares to people should get at least a 90% subscription so that they can continue with their commencement process. Okay, so commencement of business, at this stage the company would have issued its shares to public, and a minimum 90% of subscription would have been done, and after that they get this commencement of business, that is commencement certificate is issued by the registrar to the company, and then they can start with their business. Okay, so these are the different stages in the incorporation of company. Next is, we are going to see what are the different classes of shares, kinds or classes of shares. Section 43 of Indian Companies Act 2013 states that the shares can be of 2 types. The first one is preference shares, and the second one is equity shares. Okay, so preference shares, from the name itself, it's very clear that they have the right to receive dividend before the equity shareholders, and they have the right to receive payment of capital at the winding up of the company, at the time of liquidation of the company, before equity shareholders. So as they are preferred for the payment of dividend and for the payment of their amount, capital amount, These shareholders are called as preference shareholders. Okay. And this preference shares can be broadly classified on the basis of dividend. With reference to dividend, when we classify the preference shares, it can be classified into cumulative and non-cumulative. Cumulative preference shares are like they can just accumulate their dividend. If it is not paid for half yearly, or if it is not paid annually, they can accumulate their dividend and can get it in the next year together. So this type of preference shares are called as cumulative preference shares. Okay. Non-cumulative preference shares, they do not carry the right to receive the arrears amount of dividend. Okay. So that is non-cumulative. Next classification is with reference to participation in surplus. So with reference to participation in surplus, we have two classifications. One is participating and the other one is non-participating. Participating and non-participating. Participating preference shares are those shareholders who have the right to participate in the remaining profit after distributing dividend to the equity shareholders, because once profit is earned, then the company has to pay dividend to the shareholders. First priority will be given to preference shareholders, then dividend will be paid to the equity shareholders, and even after paying them, if some surplus is available, even then these participating preference shareholders have the right to claim, have the right to participate in the leftover surplus also. Okay. In non participating preference shares, it is not possible. They do not have the right to participate in the remaining profit after the distribution of dividend to the equity shareholders. Next is classification with reference to convertibility. With reference to convertibility, it can be classified as convertible and non-convertible. Okay. So convertible preference shares are those shares which can be converted into equity shares after fixed period of time, and non-convertible preference shares remain as preference shares itself, and it cannot be converted to equity shares. Next is with reference to redemption. With reference to redemption, we can classify as redeemable preference shares and irredeemable preference shares. Redeemable preference shares are those shares which can be redeemed at a time specified. Okay. And the payment is paid back. I mean, the capital amount raised is paid back, which is called as redemption. Okay. In case of irredeemable preference shares, it is not redeemable till the company is wound up. Okay. So only at the time of liquidation of the company, the capital raised can be returned back, and not before that. So this is about preference shares. Now coming to equity shares, section 43(1) says these preference shares, I mean these equity shares are those shares which are not preference shares. Okay. And they do not enjoy any preferential right in claiming their dividend or claiming their repayment of capital at the time of liquidation. So as they do not have those preferential right, they are called as equity shareholders, and these equity shareholders are considered as the real owners of the company, and they have rights to participate in the management. They can control, they have a control on the management of the company. Okay. So today we have discussed about what is a company and what are the different types of company, and how a company is incorporated, and the different classes of shares and the subdivisions of preference shares, and what is an equity share, and what are the rights enjoyed by equity shareholders. Please subscribe to our channel to receive the latest updates on the online lessons. Thank you.